Good stuff. Well, we're not going to go down that road again, obviously. Where are we going to go? Let's take a look at the map here. I would hate to have to double back, but I do want to go to Lamut. Lamut, you can see, is a white dot as opposed to a brown dot. Don't ask how those dots got on the map. A white dot is a city, and it has more interesting stuff in it, obviously, than a town. That's kind of obvious, I guess, but... What time is it again? Isn't it? Yeah, it's late morning. So we're going to try to haul through here, and we've mostly checked things out along this area, so we're going to head back to the west, out of town. Could follow this river, I guess. Nah, we'll do that later. Is this the right way? Am I going at all in the right? Yes, okay. Very good. We'll kind of skim along here. Vroom! You know what, we should probably rest in that farmer's field. That would be kind of something we should check out. I think it's over here, isn't it? Yeah, the fat-ass guy, the fat-ass crazy guy's field here. Locklear stared at the cord. He sized it up. I could take it. Alright. Why don't we rest until morning, actually? Well, that's boring. Nothing happened. That's one of the guys that we killed. There's somebody else there, though. Interesting. Got a lot of money on him. Take the rations. Actually, this might be a case where we don't want to. Nope, they're ours. Dibs. And another sword. Fantastic. Let's go through the forest here. Just making sure we haven't missed anything here. Why don't we go through this little valley? See if there's anything here. That's going to be a big fat nope. That's a negative. Oh well. Can't blame a guy for trying. Alright, the trees are impeding our view somewhat, but... What was here? Have we been to this place yet? Looks like it just must be a house. The building creaked in a way that... Oh, this is that trap house. We're gonna pass that up. Nothing here. Vroom! God, that's just fun. You can actually change the size of your footsteps so that you actually move quicker. I kind of would advise you against that for obvious reasons, because you can just hurtle on into an ambush. Is this Yabon here? Yabon. Yabon it. Yabon it. Yabon it. Let's actually go all the way to Lamut then. We actually haven't headed down this road, so there's going to be much exploring to do. Much daring do afoot. How are our rations looking? Oh, yeah. Has an enormous display of them right there. Okay. We probably will want to sleep in a minute, but... And you will actually be told by your colleagues when it's time to sleep. But for now, we're going to poke around in the forest. Woohoo! Woohoo! I'm doubling back, but I wanted to see if there was anything here, and I don't see anything, so poop on that. Looks like there's something directly ahead there. Nope, it's just part of the mountain. Oh, there's something. Oh, someone was calling. Recognizing the lilt of the young voice, Owen turned and looked back down the road. A young squire that he had met at a party in Yabon was trudging behind them, a pack full of scrolls slung over his shoulder. The squire waved congenially at Owen, and Owen echoed the motion. There. That's how you read that. What do you think you're doing? We're trying to remain unnoticed. Damn! Locklear muttered under his breath. I guess that wasn't muttering. Damn! Try to behave as normally as possible. Since you know him, you handle him, Owen. And remember Gorath's name is Thorgath, Owen finished, irritated. I'm not a child, you know. Locklear whispered, that remains to be seen. I didn't expect to see you quite so soon. I would have thought you would be all the way to Lamut by now. Would have been if the Duchess hadn't insisted in introducing me to all of her daughters. Oh, quite a ladies' man there, despite appearances. His luxuriant locks appear to be quite appealing to the ladies. Amelia was the prettiest, I believe, though I think Catherine took quite a liking to you. Catherine took a liking to everyone at the party. Don't ask. She's as fickle as her mother. She'll likely marry a Kondoin, if she can find one not tied in the marital knot. The Kondoins are a royal house here in Mid-Chemia. True enough. Say, I thought you said you were from Tyburn. Why are you taking this route home? Kind of a long way around, isn't it? Well, yes, but I had to meet up with my Uncle Locklear here, and my other friend here is an elf, Thorgath. Ha, he remembered. Good job, Owen. They decided that it would be nice for me to take a tour with them down to Hawks Hollow? Down to Hawks Hollow. I hear it's lovely at this time of year. What are you up to? I'm looking to cash in a reward, actually. When I was on my way up to Yavin last month, I found a chest in this area, but I couldn't pick the lock on the thing. I figured it wasn't meant to be off, or... just reading so briskly. I figured it wasn't meant to be, and I left off. Thing is, all through the Duchess's party, I couldn't help but think about it. I had chest on the brain. Well, most young men do. I don't really care what's in it, but I have to pick that lock. Oh, well, we'll probably run across it. Where's the nearest? I'm afraid my senses of directions and distance are a bit off right now. We all had a bit to drink last night, and we're still trying to shake off the effects. Which way is the nearest place we could get cleaned up? It must have been quite a bender if you're that confused. Head straight south along the main road, and that will take you on into Lamut. If you're looking for good food, the Blue Wheel is a solid wager, though I warn you, their Sorani food can be a bit spicy. The Sorani are actually one of those races that came from Kelowon, and they apparently have spicy food. Good stuff. I, for one, could do with a little less sleeping on the ground. Any good inns that you could recommend? There's the Blue Wheel Inn in Lamut, or you might try the Dusty Dwarf in Hawks Hollow. I suppose if you got really desperate, you could try breaking into one of the abandoned houses out in that part of the country, but I can't sleep well in a house that may fall on top of me. Of course, it may well be that the people have moved out for very good reasons. I've heard that several people south of L'Oreal moved out after a contagion began spreading near there. Have to watch out for that. Was anything left behind in any of the abandoned houses you saw? Well, obviously there were. We came across some. Nothing of real value. The majority of the places that I visited had those unpickable locks. What are they called? Weber locks. Yes, they had the Weber locks installed, so I wasn't able to get inside. Drat. I'm not certain, but I think I may have mislaid a very valuable belonging of mine. I shouldn't worry about it. Depending on where you lost it, the chances are good it will still be there. Alright, so here's a chest. This could be the chest that he's talking about, actually. It appears to be locked. We're going to try picking it. Oh, well, that was not exactly an unpickable lock there. But we'll take the shell, and we'll give Locklear the armor. And Locklear did not get a level out of that, but that's okay. The way that leveling works in this game, while you do have individual skills and so on, this is the message saying that we need to go to bed, but you actually will gain health and stamina for playing for a month, basically. I don't remember how many days we've been journeying already, but after a month goes by... Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. After a month goes by, you will be able to level up. And we're almost to Lamut, so we're going to go there before we sleep. Locklear studied the road before them, saw it slithered into the distance like a giant snake. Most snakes slither. Lamut, Gorath said. Do you think we should go in for supplies? Why, yes, I do. Vroom! So here's Lamut, by dark. And you can hover over different stuff. Lamut is kind of a humdrum town, but we're gonna go shopping. Oh, it's closed. I wonder if there's just a plain inn. You can right-click and see what things are. Shop. Lamushian garrison. We might want to go there. What if we can shop, though? Damn it. Now, I remember from before, you could actually look by the river and there would occasionally be gold, but I don't remember how that worked. What if we can go to the garrison? Okay. No entry. You may come back at daybreak. Okay, so I guess we have to wait and camp here. Alright. Let's try that again. Alright. Now we're looking at the river. Fish scattered. Dipping his hand into the cold river, Locklear explored the spaces beneath the mossy pebbles of the riverbed, explaining over his shoulder, "I've heard a rhyme that it's good luck to throw coins into the Lamushian River. I don't think we'll be cursed for sharing in that fable." Oh, there you go. 8 sovereigns, not bad. Let's go shopping really quickly. Do we have any better things for our guys? Not really. We can just go ahead and sell most of this junk. Give that to Locklear to see if we can have him sharpen it. Success! A little bit of bank here, folks. Give me them ducats. And I wonder if Gorath can do anything with this. He can. Lovely. We'll actually see if he can do anything with the others, and no. We're making some good money. Alright. Oh, he won't buy our lamprey. Well, it's because if you look at the description, they're unbalanced and they're really more intended for Mordels. Mordels are a type of elf. You saw that the racial mod for this said elf, and Gorath is an elf. Fun fact. Why not? And let's see what he actually has for sale here. We can now finally buy a crossbow. I don't know who would probably be the most worthwhile person to have it, though. Weed walkers. What do those do? Okay. Not really sure. Those are some of the swords that we sold. I'm going to buy a crossbow and give it to Gorath. And see, actually, you know what? We're going to have Owen buy it and haggle. Oh, okay. It's not going to really accept our haggling. That's fine. Let's buy a few more quarrels here. See if we can have Owen haggle with him. And that's a small discount, but we'll take it. And then give them over to Gorath. Wonderful. Okay. Let's see. We go to the inn here. Oh, there's all kinds of folks in the inn. Why don't we actually... Okay. There is a way of actually... sleeping inside, which is nice to know about. Let's go to the garrison. The garrison was impressive. Sitting high on a hill overlooking Lamut, the military outpost had been constructed years earlier to head off a possible Mordhel assault on the western border of the kingdom. They followed a road that snaked through the town and up the rocky hill upon which the garrison sat. After speaking with the sentries at the gate, they were led... Oh, typo. They were led under the fortress's massive iron portcullis. Way to just ruin everything. God, grammar Nazis, go figure. Captain Belford stood as they entered the room. "It's good to see you once again, Locklear," he said, extending his hand. "I share that sentiment. What news have you? How is Earl Kasumi?" I think he might be one of the dudes from Kelowon, but I could be mistaken. They sat in hard wooden chairs as Belford replied. "He's well, but he's off taking care of some business with a few guards come through the rift from Kelowon." Oh, apparently the rift is not fully closed then. "As for the rest of us, we're looking for a group of grey warriors from Kelowon who slipped through the rift just before it closed." Locklear looked a little puzzled. King Liam and Emperor Ichindar granted the grey warriors freedom and new status in the kingdom. "Yes, but the agreement doesn't allow for the nationalization of stolen goods. Seems they may have absconded with a valuable ruby from Makala's entourage, said Belford. Makala, the Serani Great One? Belford smiled. Yes, he has been talking to Prince Arutha about establishing a permanent rift to encourage trade between the kingdom and Kelawon. He's really throwing his weight around trying to get his ruby back. If you should happen to come across it, bring it back here. He's offering a reward. Oh, well, that's basically a quest. I'm actually going to type that on my handy-dandy netbook here. Find dude's ruby. Fantastic. Let's go to the inn. Or find dude's ruby inn and return to Lamut. I might actually just get a notebook for this, because obviously there's no journal system like there are in modern RPGs. Undoubtedly the newest tavern in town, the Blue Wheel, was sedate, almost sleepy in comparison with the other Lamutian shops. Inside, dark-skinned patrons slapped down hard-earned sovereigns in exchange for the Blue Wheel's exclusive imports from the far-distant empire of Suranwani. Wow. Surmani clapped twice. Abruptly, the festive move of the room died, the clank of goblets and the scrape of plates falling silent as the bartender shuffled between benches to bow at Locklear's feet. Touching a gnarled fist to his forehead, then to his heart, he spoke somberly. Be welcome to the Blue Wheel Inn. May you find the drinks to your liking in the company of our patrons pleasurable. If there is anything our servants or I may do, you need only ask Sumani. Ah, honors to your house as well, Sumani. Am I correct in believing this is a drinking establishment? So it is. We serve many of your Midkemian drinks. That's probably not how he would say that. So it is. We serve many of your Midkemian drinks, as well as a few from the Suranwani Empire. Suranwani Empire as well. I got it. I nailed it. Go me. Perhaps I might interest you in a cup of cha-cha. Whoa. Isn't that Spanish for something? Never mind. Let's talk about you. Why did you decide to come to Midkemia and open an inn anyway? Surely you would get better business on Kelawon. I was not always a tavern keeper. As a soldier serving in House Shinzawai under Earl Kasumi, I was trapped here when the Rift Gate was collapsed at the end of the Rift War. It was our belief that we would never again see our families in Suranwani or the green skies of Kelawon again. But Surani warriors traditionally kill themselves if they are in danger of falling captive to an enemy. This is true, my lord, but the Earl informed us that we were forbidden to dispatch ourselves until given leave to do so by a great one. I believe in Midkemia you would call such a one a magician. That's a weird sentence. Such a one a... Until such a time, I content myself with running the Blue Wheel Inn. And a fine job you do. I've heard that the permanent rift gate to Kelawon is located near here. I was hoping we could get a glimpse of it. Oh, so there is actually still a rift. I was incorrect earlier. There would be little to see at the moment. An internal conflict has arisen in the Empire between House Akoma and House Anasati. The Assembly of Magicians have ordered a temporary interruption of transport between the Empire and the Kingdom of the Isles until such time the conflict is resolved. I have been assured the measure is temporary. Combat! You said you were a soldier with the Surani forces. Would you be interested in teaching us some of your combat techniques? It would be my honor, Lord, but I will require a small fee for my services. If my armor were to be damaged, I would be ill-prepared otherwise to pay for its repair. 75 sovereigns should cover any potential harm. Is this fee acceptable? Well, it is, but we don't have it. How much can it cost to repair armor? My armor is Surani, and more specifically, I would require someone of the House Shinzawai to repair it. It's the way of my world. Oh, fair enough. I don't know how much longer our armor is going to last. Any idea where we could get it repaired? If your armor was the same as mine, I would suggest trying the garrison, but kingdom armor is made in a different way. Well, I thought the garrison here was kingdom, but a kingdom garrison. Maybe it's not. I would think perhaps the dwarves in the Macmordain Kadal would be of assistance. I understand from speaking to Dubal that the small ones are gifted when it comes to the manufacture of weapons and armor. They're little people. That's the politically correct term. We were up at the garrison earlier, and they told us that a group of gray warriors stole a pair of rubies. Did he say a pair? I thought it was just one. Well, whatever. Are the gray warriors some kind of special armed force on Kelawon? Special, yes, but not in the way you imagine. The gray warriors are men without honor, men whose houses have been destroyed by an opponent house. Such men must live off the land until they die, though I have heard that Mara of the Akoma has accepted many such men into her state. Others have learned they may be granted freedom if they can reach the kingdom. Many die trying. Where would such men go? Oh, the kingdom is actually, I guess, the people from Kelwan, then, maybe. Whatever. Where would such men go once they got here? Away from Lamut, wherever they might go. Though the members of the garrison here are bound by kingdom law, many of the soldiers still live by Sarani custom, as I do. Well, that's confusing. Well, anyway, it is not easy to fight our feelings about the Grey Ones. If indeed these Grey Warriors have stolen rubies, I suggest you seek out a man with a tainted honor. Kiefer Alescook, in the town of L'Oreal. He is a gem merchant there, out of his home. Okay, so I'll type that in. Go to L'Oreal. Nice. I get the feeling this ruby theft isn't an isolated incident. You listen between my words. This is the 6th such theft in the past year. Twice, gems have been stolen near the Assembly of Magicians from Great One Makala's entourage. That would be no simple feat to accomplish, even for a master thief. Whoever it is that is responsible, he must fear little if he doesn't fear the wrath of a Great One. I would take care following this thief, friend. I sense he is very dangerous. Well, thank you for your services. Your patronage honors us. Goodbye. Okay. Let's talk to Tits McGee over here. Okay. She's got some delicious rations. Actually, I want to see how many rations we have on everybody. We have a fair amount, but I'm going to go ahead and buy... Well, this isn't actually even a very good deal, so... forget I said anything. We're not going to buy anything from her. Let's talk to... Can we talk to him? Man returned Locklear's Glaze. While it wasn't uncommon for men to be killed for less, the patron didn't seem like the type who would launch into a... Well, he's not going to find us. Whatever. Let's talk to Beardo here. The dwarf drew on his pipe with a tiny, tiny pen. Languid smoke plumed from the old codger's mouth as he studied Locklear, Owen, and Gorath each in turn. Oh, I hope he does have a Scottish accent. God damn it. Although he had long ago lost the use of his left eye to a Mordhel sword stroke, his right eye still burned brightly beneath his squishy eyebrows. Even though the Mordhel and the dwarves and all of them are all from Kelwan, or not Kelwan, Midkemia, the planet that we're on right now, they all feud and fight, so it's not uncommon for dwarves and Mordhels apparently are especially hostile with one another. I don't want to read his accent. Being as a dwarf never forgets as much as his own name. I can recognize the strapping young man before me who last I saw as a boy. God damn it, I did it. No slight intended, but I fear I don't recall the occasion. As like the rest of your human kin, none among you can remember much past a week. It's like the worst... I'm just gonna press on, you guys. Buckle up. If not for we canny dwarves, you would have forgotten that you have a kingdom at all. I fetched you out of a cellar along with a score of womenfolk at the Battle of Sethanon. Don't you remember me, Lockie? Double, of course. Glad to see you. I hadn't recognized you without the eye patch. What's a dwarf to do? I won this scratch fair and square, and I'll be a dragon's mother before I cover it up again. Shouldn't have done so in the first place. That's right. You know, let your freak flag fly. Now I just sit here and jabber with that loon of a Sarani bartender and have me a few beers. Not much to do with the Macmordan Cadal all collapsed. A Braknur has been seen down there. They'll be offering a hefty reward for its slaying. I'll might you if tradition holds. 2. Wow, wow. Something of a challenge as they're fierce beasties even by dwarven standards. I'd heard tales of these creatures of stone. Thank you, Double. Well, that's very nice of you to offer your... Oh. Alright, well, I'll just leave you be. Oh, we can bard it up, but let's, no. We're gonna pass, but we're gonna bard it up. Play Freebird. Ah, well. Owen isn't much of a bard. I don't know what barding actually does, to be totally honest with you guys. If one of you folks out there knows, well, I could look in the manual, but feel free to let me know. Just because I have done that and I have no idea what it does. And I don't want to go into the end and keep barding and get permanently thrown out. Ah, well. I think that's about it for this session. I think I've been playing for like 2 hours, so I'm going to cut things off for now. This has been Effie Controller playing Betrayal at Krondor. I hope you get to enjoy more adventures with me later on. See you guys later.